sharing with you a segment from The Strength of My Soul, stories of sisterhood, triumph, and inspiration. And I'm so excited about this anthology because what it is a collection of 27 women sharing their stories of hope, sharing their stories of inspiration that I know would not only empower you, but enrich your life. So today I'm so excited to be sharing with you one of our youngest authors. Her name is Asila Abdul-Haqq. And let me tell you, this woman is amazing. She's 14 years old. She is a sophomore in high school. She speaks fluent Arabic, but most of all, she carries herself with such grace and such determination. She makes me proud to know her, and I wish I was like her at 14 with so much grace. So I'm so excited that I'm going to be interviewing her today. Her chapter was called is it the color of my skin or the scarf on my head? So welcome, Asila.
Hello.
I'm so happy that you're here today. And I have to say, I'm so proud of you. I think it's so brave of you to be 14 years old and to share your story with 26 other women who are twice your age. That just lets me know that you are an amazing young woman. So I'm so excited about you being here. So welcome again.
Thank you.
So I want to start our questions and ask you, why do you think it's so important for someone 14 years old to share their voice and to share their story? What is it that your generation needs to tell my generation about the importance of being a young woman in this society today?
Well, being a woman has no age limit or no age minimum. I mean, womanhood is not a number. It's a state of being. It's who you become at a certain point in your life when you figure out exactly who you are. That's when you become a woman. So a lot of older women and mature people who have gone through other life experiences and everything, they think that you have to be a certain age to be a woman, but it's not true. And everyone has their own stories. Everyone goes through their own experiences at whatever time in their lives. So I believe that, sure, if I'm 14 years old, go for it.
I love that. I love that you said that being a woman is not predicated on age. Tell me, how did you develop that sense of self at such a young age? You're such a woman of grace and poise. Tell me, what did your parents do to make you know that you were so special and that you were so beautiful and that you were so brilliant? What did they do to help you understand who you were and understand your own worth?
The way my parents raised me, they made sure that I knew that even though there were rules and regulations I had to follow, I'm still me. I can still do whatever I tell myself I need to do. If I want to do something, I'm going to tell myself, okay, Asila, you're going to do this, period. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter what other people think. It matters what I think and what I feel in my heart. So that's the confidence that I have that has given me the ability to be a successful young woman in American society.
I think you are successful. I have watched you grow up, and I've always just been just in awe, not only with you, but also your sister Naya, who are you're just very just amazing women. And I really attribute that not only to your mother, but also to your dad. Speak to this. In the book, in your chapter, you mentioned that you are a triple threat. Tell me what a triple threat is and how has society, or how do you think society is responding to you being a triple threat?
Well, triple threat comes from me being African American, a woman, and Muslim. So, as a lot of people have known in history, African Americans and women have been subordinate for several years. And I think that some people have been afraid of African Americans and women rising up, in the world, like actually being dominant and taking their confidence, taking their strength, and just using it and implementing it in whatever they do. And the other thing, being Muslim, the world has portrayed Muslims as threats, and I guess terrorists and people who are extreme and do violent things, which to me is not true. I mean, of course, there are some crazy people out there who do things and they just put a label on it and say that it is Islam, but it's not. So me being Muslim, Black, and a woman makes me a triple threat to society, because it's showing a society that it is possible to be successful, to be confident, to do whatever you want, and still have all these labels on you that have negative connotations.
I love when you said about labels, and I think sometimes, many times, people label you, but it's really what you think about yourself. I tell myself I am who I say I am, and I don't really allow society's pejorative pronouncements of who I can be to limit me. And I think one of the things I really celebrate about you is that from a young age, you know who you are. When I think about my life, I didn't really know who I was till I was in my 20s and that 30s. And if I had the confidence that you had at 14 years old, I would have been a force to be reckoned with. So I really celebrate that, how you feel about yourself, and celebrate your confidence. I want to talk a little bit about how Muslims are portrayed, because even though I'm a Christian, I think that every religion has their own set of fools. And I hate that Islam is portrayed as to be a terrorist religion, because that's not my experience. I know a little bit about Islam, and it was always a place of peace for me, and I always felt respected and admired, and also elevated as a woman in the faith. So I know that how people perceive Islam is a lie. So tell me, how do you exist in the world knowing that people look at you, and because of the scarf on your head or the color of your skin, they have all these negative stereotypes about who you are? How do you address that, and how do you exist in that, but still keep your confidence and know that you are not limited by these labels that people place on you?
I prove them wrong.
Yes.
Period, point blank. I prove them wrong. If you think that I'm evil or that I am a bad person or something, I will prove you wrong by being extremely nice to you, show you that I have a good heart. I think I have a good heart. I mean, it's simple. People complicate it, and they say, "Oh my gosh, it must be so hard for you being who you are and everything," and other people thinking that I'm someone who I'm not. But it's really not hard. All you have to do is just show people who you are. And some people, I mean, they're a little stubborn and they don't want to understand, and that's fine. I mean, you can go be whoever you want to be, and I'll be whoever I am. But I will try to show you that not all people are the same. And not all people in the same group are the same. We're still all individuals.
I love that
you said that.
Oh, I love that. Equal but individuals. That's tweetable. I think I have to tweet that. That was very powerful. I want to talk a little bit about hijab. And I want to talk about it because I think there's so many falsehoods or myths about it. And many times people think that Muslim women are forced to wear hijab. In some countries they are. But however, it's something that you choose to do out of honor to God. So can you talk about the importance of hijab and what it is, and why you make a choice to wear hijab in this society that really looks, that you know that you might take some deal with some negative stereotypes because of your choice? Can you talk about what it is, why it's important for you to do it, and how and what it means for you?
Well, hijab in the Arabic language specifically means covering. So let's say if I cover the camera right now, my hand would be a hijab because it's literally covering something. But in Islam, hijab means, the scarf that Muslim women wear on their heads to cover their hair. And wearing hijab is a form of modesty. It's showing that you're covering, not exactly covering your beauty, but covering the beauty that is private to you. So let's say if I was married right now, then my husband would see my hair, and around the house I would take off my hijab and he would be able to indulge in my inner beauty and my hair and everything. But in Islam, hair and the rest of our bodies is like something special that is only for certain people who you can trust, people who are special to you. Like my family, they can see me without hijab, and hijab isn't only this. I cover my arms, I cover my legs, I cover my stomach, I cover almost every part of me except for my hands, my feet, and my face. All of that technically is called hijab. So most Muslim women wear the hijab, first of all, as their own choice. They make a choice and decide that they're going to protect themselves and protect their beauty for their own privacy and for their own safety, so that they can actually be comfortable and confident in their own skin, and also be able to show that beauty to the different people who are special to them. So when you show someone what's under your hijab, it's like a gift. It's like a blessing. It's like you're sharing yourself with someone else. So yeah.
I love that. So I love how you say that it's a protection, it's a sharing. I wonder in this society where so many women walk around halfway naked, which I think makes them not honor themselves. How do you deal with being different in a society where women don't clothe themselves, but you are making a decision to be different and to be different and be proud of your difference, because it's all about in service to God and in modesty to God. What makes you stay in your difference and to follow your conscience and not the crowd at such a young age? Because remember, in 14, 15, that's the time of peer pressure. But however, despite the peer pressure, you're still honoring God and honoring yourself in the way that you understand it. So tell me about what gives you the ability to stand and follow your own conscience and not the crowd, even in the midst of a society that tells women that we're only beautiful or we're only powerful based on our looks. Tell me, how do you exist in that dichotomy?
I have many non-Muslim friends and even Muslim friends who don't cover the way I do. And I respect them. I understand where they're coming from. I understand why they don't cover. Everyone has their own reasons, just like I have my own reasons to why I do cover the way I do. And peer pressure to me is just a way of bullying. It's actually a way of slavery. It's something that makes you submissive to whatever the society says, whatever the government says, the country says. The country says, okay, Asila, you have to be this and this and this and this, and that's the only thing that's going to make you beautiful. That's the only thing that's going to make you perfect. Then I don't want to be perfect. And I don't want to be beautiful if that's your concept of beauty and prettiness. I don't want to be that, because I know that if I'm subjected to whatever someone tells me to do, then I'm not myself. That's what allows me to walk around still confident, still standing tall, with the hijab on my head and long sleeves and long pants, because I know that I'm being me.
I celebrate you. I celebrate you. I celebrate you. And I love that you say that peer pressure is a form of slavery and a form of bullying, because it is. And I'm
Right.
telling you, I admire what you say, because even though, we think of peer pressure of teenagers, there's a lot of peer pressure as adults. We call it keeping up with the Joneses. We call
Right.
it, really allowing ourselves to be swayed to society and being addicted to popularity. So I love that you are already at this age to say, this is who I am, and I'm going to honor God, honor myself, and everybody else, y'all, third, fourth, and fifth. I just think what a message. I think I'm going to take this your words and give it to some of my clients, and also I might need to listen to your words myself, because what you're saying is inspiring me. I don't know who's supposed to be inspiring who, but I really am motivated to walk in my own power by listening to a 14-year-old person telling me that, you know what, don't be a slave to society. So I celebrate that, celebrate your words. You mentioned in your chapter about an incident that happened in a restaurant. And can you share with the audience the incident and how that made you feel, and also how you decided to deal with it in a way that honored your soul?
Let me recall. Okay, so I went to a dinner, a fancy dinner. It was a fundraiser. And I walked into the restaurant, and most people were of either Arab or Indian or European descent. And no one in the room was really of my skin color or, same mentality. And when I walked into the restaurant, of course, it was busy and everything, but when I walked in, everyone just went silent, just completely silent. And I'm just wondering, okay, is it because I just came in? Did I disrupt something? Was there something going on? Or what is it? So, I sit down, and of course, you call the waiter comes over, and the waiter doesn't really want to talk to me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm paying to be here. I'm ordering my food, and you need to listen to me. And, and the waiter just ignores me and leaves me alone. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe he's just having a bad day. I don't know. But then I watch him as he's talking to other people and going to other tables and, chatting it up, laughing and everything. And I'm just like, okay, it must be because I'm black. Because there were other Muslims in the restaurant. So I knew it wasn't because of my dad. But it was probably because I'm black. And I was just like, you know what? It's okay. I mean, at first I was a little angered by it, because that shouldn't be something that we have to deal with in America. I mean, we all are from different countries, different, ethnic descents and everything. I shouldn't have to deal with that. But it's fine, because if you wanna live like that, I'm sure you're gonna find yourself in a lot more trouble than I am. Because I see all colors as equal to me. If you're white, you're black, you're Indian, you're Arab, wherever, Malaysian, look at you as if you're my equal or better. So
I love that.
it's just being comfortable in your own skin is what gives you that sense of, okay, we're all equal, and you're not gonna find any hatred in your heart, because it's honestly not worth it. It's not worth
I
it to
love
hate people just because they're racist.
Woo. Now we have to stay there, because that's tweetable too. That is not, it's hating people just because it about based on them giving you bias. So tell me, when you feel bias because of your faith, because of your gender, because of your color, how do you not sometimes develop some hostility or some anger? Tell me, what is your process to understand that that anger cannot be inculcated in your spirit, that you can't let it be absorbed in your body? because it will make you bitter. So what do you do to make sure you don't absorb that negativity that comes when people doubt you or label you or try to marginalize you or minimize you? Tell me, what do you do to handle those situations so that you remain whole in your own soul?
When I think about whatever's going on, um, I think about what my initial reaction is going to be, and if that's going to benefit me or not, if that's going to benefit the person or not. Because if I decide, okay, I'm mad, I'm about to punch this person, is that really going to help me or help him or her? It's not going to help anyone, and it's just going to spread more anger, more violence, more frustration, and it's also going to reflect bad on not only me, but all Muslims, all Black people, and maybe in the grand scheme of things, all women. I have to think about the image that I portray myself as, because I'm not only representing myself, I'm part of different groups. As I said, I am a triple threat. I am Black, I am Muslim, and I'm a woman. So you see all these things on about ISIS and everything, and you see how that has changed people's perceptions of Muslims. It's not that, I mean, we're human. We can't help it. We can't help but put labels on certain things and think that, okay, if I see a cockroach and it's disgusting, I'm going to think all cockroaches are disgusting. That's just how it is. So whenever I'm put in a situation where I'm angered because of someone's perceptions of me, I have to think about, what can I do to make this better and not worse? Sometimes I leave it alone. Sometimes I step to the side and talk to the person. It really just depends on what's the best thing to do at that point in time, and if that's going to benefit me and benefit them. Because it comes from a religious standpoint too. Because we're not supposed, in my religion, we're not supposed to be violent to people. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to spread love in our hearts, not hate. So you just have to think about what the impact is going to be on these people.
I really love what you said about your faith, because Islam is about peace and love, and it's, however, because of all the negative connotations that we're seeing in the media, I think that's being lost. And many times when my friends want to tell me about, people who are Muslim who are bad, I remind them, hey, Christianity, we have our own bad too. It's called the Ku Klux Klan. They're a Christian organization. Right. Look how they act. So I try to make sure people understand that they're bad in every religion, and they're good in every religion. And so that's why people, even though I'm a minister, I think most of my friends are of different faiths. And even because I had a chance to learn a little bit about Islam, that makes me a better minister. Because I think being a minister is being available to people, to heal, to love people. And when I can see a person as a person and understand that, God is God, even though you call God Allah, call God God, God is still supreme. And God is the creator, and God still loves all of us. So I really love that you mentioned that your faith is a faith of love and peace and joy and elevation. I want to delve into a little sensitive area, and that is that when people think of Islam over in America, they think of people from the Middle East, and I'm sure they don't think of a Black woman being fluent in Arabic and really having a chance to interact with people in Arabic, which I think is the language of the Quran. I don't, is that right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. It's been translated in other languages, but it's initially Arabic.
Arabic. So you learn Arabic, you're fluent in Arabic. This is a tough question a little bit. How have the other people from other cultures, from the Middle East, for example, or other people who speak language Arabic fluently, who don't look like us, Black Americans, how do they respond to you being fluent in Arabic? And how do you walk into knowing that you being fluent makes some people uncomfortable?
Okay. Okay, so the word Arab, the definition of the word Arab, the etymology of Arab has changed over the past few centuries. Initially, Arab meant Arab-speaking people, period. So if you spoke Arabic, if you understood Arabic, and if you could write Arabic, you were Arab, period. That's how it was back, even before slavery. The many African countries, they were Arabic speaking. So technically they were Arab. They were called the Black Arabs, and there are literally so many historical texts about these Black Arabs. But after slavery and after the white supremacy concept, the word Arab has been changed. The concept of Arab has been twisted. So now people from the Middle East, they've mixed with the Europeans. They have lighter skin colors, different noses, different lips. You know, they don't have distinct African features. And they think of themselves as Arab, and that's fine. They speak Arabic, but they think that Arab means that you come from a Arab country. So when I come up to them and they ask, "Oh, do you know Arabic?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do." They don't really want to be associated with any other ethnicities or races because they want to be a certain group. It's like cliques in high school or cliques in middle school. There's the jocks and there's the cheerleaders and there's the nerds and the geeks, and it's all like what you said, it's all peer pressure, just in a grander scheme and in an adult scheme, because these are grown folks who look down on me because I'm Black and I speak Arabic. They think that I'm trying to like intrude and try to become Arab, and I don't even know what that means. Like, some people, they tell me like, "Oh, you're trying to be like us, and why can't you just go back to Africa?" And I'm like, first of all, I'm American. I'm African American. I was born in America, and I learned Arabic from Arabs. I learned Arabic from Arabs. My Arabic teacher, since I was 4 years old, I've been learning Arabic, and I just mastered it last year. I took a test, and I actually got my accreditation. And it sometimes and it angers them that Black people can be so successful, especially at a young age. And that I'm Muslim, I speak Arabic, I speak Spanish, I'm a good student, and it's overwhelming for them. Sometimes I don't understand it, but it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna leave it alone, and they want their own language for themselves, it's fine. But the thing is, Arabic is for everyone. Like, you don't put a label on a language. A language is a language, period. And if the language is if Arabic is the language of the Quran, of course I'm going to learn it, because I want to learn my Quran. I want to be able to understand it in its original text. I want in its original version. I want to be able to do that. And as a Muslim, it's not only a academic thing for me, it's a spiritual thing for me to be able to understand God's word. It's empowering. So I'm not doing it for anyone other than myself. It's all for me. So when people try to, put me down or step on me about certain things like that, I just let them go, and I tell them this, and they can do whatever they want with it.
Let me tell you, you just took me to church and back. That's something we say in Christianity. And what that means is that that was powerful. And I love that you said that you want to know God's word for yourself. And I think that's such a powerful place to be, because if not, you are forced, are you limited to listen to other ministers, imams, their interpretation. But I feel like God is important to my life. I have to understand what God says, and if I don't understand it, I'm going to pray for understanding and pray for wisdom. And then also I can ask a religious teacher if they know more. but it's my responsibility and it's my commitment to God to know
Right.
God's word. And so I love that you say that it's not just an intellectual exercise for you, it's a spiritual imperative so you can know God and for yourself. And
Right.
like I said, at 14, if I knew that, and I was following, I was so impressionable because in my faith growing up, we were not taught to learn the Bible or to learn Hebrew or learn Aramaic. We were not taught or encouraged to learn the initial of written language of the Bible. And as a result, I had to always rely on other people to tell me what the Bible said. And sometimes they told me right, and sometimes they told me wrong. But I think it's so important that you say this is your duty, this is your spiritual obligation to have an understanding of God's word for yourself. You just said you mastered Arabic. Tell me what that process is like, because when I look at Arabic, God, it seems like a hard language to master. So tell me what you have to do. So tell me about the process. How did you learn it, and do you get the chance to practice it? And tell me about that process. What do you do now to make sure you stay fluent? Because I know you only stay fluent when you have a chance to practice a language.
Well, when I was younger in primary school, we started Arabic with, just the same way we start English. You learn your alphabets, and then you learn the vowels and learn how they go together. And then there's a certain thing called qaida, where basically you put different letters together to figure out how to pronounce them into words. And then qaida helps you figure out how to pronounce Quran with proper translation and pronunciation and stuff. So Arabic and Quran, of course, it was all tied in together since I was in a Muslim school. So it was kind of like one subject. But once I got into high school, it got split, and there was Arabic and then there was Quran. So in Arabic, it was actually a accredited class. If you took it, you got a certain accreditation depending on the test that you took. And the test that I took to get my accreditation was called the Apple test. And it basically it tests your writing skills, your reading comprehension skills, your typing skills. You have to learn how to type in Arabic now, which is interesting. Because of, I guess, technology, maybe, I guess. You have to know how to speak it. You have to be able to listen, understand, and then repeat back. And not only repeat back, but actually have conversation with real people. So on the actual test, there will be someone on the other side of the webcam talking to you in fluent Arabic. You cannot say anything in English.
Wow.
If you don't know the question, you just have to say, La afham, I don't know, and keep it moving. And the thing about being in a Muslim school, it's a good thing in some ways because there's so many Arabic speaking people around, and I have some friends who know Arabic, so it's easy for me to keep up my Arabic speaking skills since I have friends who know it, and I know families who are native Arabs. Because I'm not taking Arabic this year. I'm finishing my Spanish courses because I started Spanish in 8th grade. And I know Spanish, but I never got my credits for it. So I'm getting my credits back. I'm doing Spanish 1 and 2. So, yeah, trilingual and pushing for, what's it called? When you master a language, I want to master it. And in Arabic, the only way that you can master the language is either to be able to understand the Quran, which is called Fusha Arabic, or to be able to write poetry. And that was one thing that got me. I had no idea that you had to be able to learn poetry, but it makes sense because in English, you have to know how to decipher poetry and how to write poetry in order to master the language. Because of the poetic devices and idioms and figurative language and all these different things, it makes sense because you have to know so many different things about the language to be able to write in poetry. So that's what I worked on last year. And yeah, I mean, I don't understand all Arabic words. Of course not. I mean, just like in English, I don't understand all English words. You're always learning and you're always, learning new things and studying. So I still have to keep up my studies. But Arabic is it's hard at first, but if you really want to do it, like I said before, my drive to understand it is not only on academic level but a spiritual level. That's what gave me my momentum to okay, I have to finish this. I have to be able to understand if I be able to do it. Not because anyone told me to, but because I wanted to do it for myself.
Wow. When I think about you, and we're coming to the close of our time together, what are you most proud of about Asila? When you think about all the accomplishments, you're beautiful, you're bold, you're brilliant, you're a triple threat, you speak three languages, you are you said that you might want to pursue medicine. I mean, you have so many things to be proud of. I just can say, even though I'm not fluent, I can say Alhamdulillah, that you're such a blessed person. And so tell me, what makes you proud of you?
Well, tying to the book, the strength of my soul is confidence. And confidence comes with loving yourself. You can't be confident without loving yourself. So that's one of my strengths, that I love myself, and being able to love on that level, it enables you to do so many different things. Like things that you didn't think that you could do, you end up doing it. Sometimes I just throw myself on a stage and I have no idea what I'm gonna say, but it ends up being a hit just because I know that. I mean, I'm confident in myself, and I know that I can do anything that I put my mind to. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things that I like about myself.
I'm proud of you about that too. When you think about your parents, I mean, your parents are incredible, and your parents, I know your dad, man, he just always went by his own drummer. You know what I'm saying? And so did your mom. What impact do you think it had having parents who were okay with being different, and just, you saw your parents being different in being who they were? What impact did that have on you? Did it give you permission in a way to also be different and to celebrate who you were? Just tell me, I know you're 14,
right,
but you're so wise. So tell me, what impact did it have seeing your parents be different in the society, but still being very progressive and very, very successful? Tell me what impact that had on your spirit and your own soul.
Well, at first, when I was younger, like in my early years, I used to look at my parents and be like, I want to be exactly like them, like exactly like that. And then when I got older, like around middle school age, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be like my parents. I want to be exactly the opposite of them. And I got caught up in peer pressure. I got caught up in bullies and all those things. And I got stepped on and all those things. And I realized after coming back up from that, I realized exactly who I wanted to be. I didn't want to be a pushover. And I didn't want to be my dad. I didn't want to be my mom. I wanted to be myself. I found a way to find myself and be comfortable in myself, which I never was. And I became comfortable in myself to say that I am Asila Abdul-Haqq. I'm not anyone else. I'm not going to change my name just because when I go to the airport, they see my name and they see my face and they see my scarf and they do all these chemical tests and pat me down and all these things. I'm not gonna let that change me. But my parents have influenced me so much because they are such strong people. My mom, like me, is a triple threat, and my dad is he's just the all-American black brother man, but still Muslim at the same time, and they're also very comfortable in themselves, and they love their own self. And that has, I think, it's rubbed off on me. It's given me something to look up to. I wanted to become that, but in my own way, and I found so.
I have to say, I know your last name, Abdul-Haqq, means servant of the truth, right? A
Yes.
slave of the truth. What's your truth? As we end today, what's your truth? As Asila Abdul-Haqq, what's your truth? Servant of the truth.
Well, in my name, the truth is referring to Allah,
Okay.
God.
Okay.
God or Allah in our religion has 99 names, except for Allah, that's his 100th. And there are so many different names. There's As-Sadiq, there's Al-Hakim, and then there's Al-Haq. And Al-Haq means the truth. So it's literally, God is saying, I am the truth, therefore listen to me.
Yes.
So my name means servant of the truth. It means that I serve him. I am his slave. And a lot of people twist that meaning, and they say, oh, you're oppressed, and Muslims they like belong to someone else. But it's not true, because God is our creator. And in many other religions, like Christianity, like Judaism, it's the same thing. God is our creator, therefore we do what he tells us to do.
Yes.
So that's what servant of the truth means.
I love that, servant of the truth. Thank you so much for our time today. I really appreciate just being you. I feel motivated by you. I feel inspired. I want to say this. I hope I said it right. Shukran. Did I say it right? Shukran, to say thank you. How do I say? How do I say thank you? Say it again.
Shukran.
Shukran. Well,
yeah.
I try to say it. So I wanted to say thank you so much for your genius. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your power and your soul. And thank you so much for being courageous enough to be a new author, a co-author in a book, The Strength of My Soul. And I'm so honored to be a co-author with you in this project. And I cannot wait for people to meet you. I cannot wait to other teenagers to see your power, see your poise, to see that you are committed to being who you are, and that you don't need the endorsement of the crowd. You're just bold, beautiful, and brilliant all by yourself. What I really love about you is that you know that everything that you have and everything you are comes from God. So alhamdulillah for that. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate our time today. So listen, I want to tell everybody to look out for save the date for January the 10th for the Strength of My Soul book signing. Will be in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, January the 10th. We want to see you there so you can meet the incredible and beautiful Asila Abdul-Haqq, and you can meet her and to share her wisdom and to share her beauty. And we look forward to meeting you. So make sure you're there. She would love to sign your book. And also, you just have to meet her and see her poise. I've never met a girl at 14 years old who had such a strong sense of herself, and so strong sense of her power, and such a strong commitment to her faith. So thank you so much, Asila. Talk to you later and have a great evening.
Thank you. All right. Good night, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.